Oh, what's up, Gary? You hiding under the chair there? I saw you.
I don't know. I was just jamming out. That's all.
You down there playing the drums?
I'm just jamming out.
Jamming out, huh? Jamming out.
Woo!
Very cool. Goose is number one. Did you see that?
Is Goose? Nope, I don't see it. On the phone side?
Yep. I saw him come in.
Okay. I don't see him.
So what he did, Gary, is he just saved himself $100 because he's going to give $100 every time to the person who's number one. So that way, he just saved himself all that money. Now you don't have to pay out. So
and he was 22 minutes late last week, and he was going to have to pay a severe penalty.
Yep. Look at that. And now he said he's been waiting since 6:30. He's been waiting since 6:30. Look at that.
Yeah, you know who has been on since 6:30? Goose. And Al. Right. Al says, trying to beat Goose on here. Al, you did not. I don't think.
No. Close. That's funny.
That's funny. 7 o'clock on the dot. On the dot was Goose Lizzie with some thingies.
Yeah.
There's Doug Perry. Hi, Doug. Jim Lauer from Salina. What's up, Jim?
Woo.
And Al. And there's Mrs. Shannon Wise and her husband and her dog, I assume.
Well, at least their dog, right?
Yeah. Well, this could be. This might be Maverick. Tapping into Shannon's phone.
Did you see?
There's Jordan. What's up, Jordan? Rod, you froze up for just your froze. This is Rod. Oh crap, he's gone. Mid America Dragway. Hey guys, hello, Mid America Dragway. Larry Hunt. There's Rod.
What's up?
There's Rod. There he is. He's right there. Larry Hunt is in the house. Larry, did you end up getting a deer? I was thinking about you and the deer. If you got a deer yet?
Got videos out there that would correlate to Duck Dynasty. You out there, in the woods talking real silent. He kind of reminded me of Elmer Fudd. He's after the rabbit or something. You know what I mean?
Hunting rabbit.
Yeah, I killed a rabbit.
There's Matt Ray. What's up, Matt Ray?
Yeah. Did I see Jordan Campbell on there? Did you see?
Yes, right there, Jordan Campbell. What's up, Jordan? Maybe it's wintertime and those Campbell guys will work on one of their 30 hot rods they got.
I'm telling you, they could take a day and just work on one, pass it to the next, pass it to the next.
Doug Perry says, welcome back, Rodney.
I know. I had to jump on, jump off here. Yeah. Make sure I had no Wi-Fi issues.
Hey, I had a panic moment with the pictures tonight.
Did you?
Remember I told you I had them all loaded up and formatted and fit for the show?
Yeah.
I did for sure. What I didn't do before I deleted them was load them into StreamYard.
Yeah.
So,
are you serious?
Yeah, when I get a batch, when I get a big batch done, I load them into StreamYard and then I go back and delete because then it keeps me from getting confused on where I'm at. I went into StreamYard and it's like, they're not here. And I had just deleted them. Like this was like 5:45,
dude.
And about 5 minutes. About 5 minutes before that was when I deleted them.
Yeah.
So, in a panic, I called Gavin. Gavin's my computer guy.
Right. And IT to the rescue.
Yeah, he didn't answer. So I hit old Chat GPT. How do you recover files from the recycle bin?
Okay.
And I learned something tonight. So I restored and got them all back, and it was all saved. So whew.
Nice. It's interesting that Larry didn't get a deer because they're all over the side of the road. All he's got to do is drive on 400. He can find one. They're just laying there sleeping.
Yeah. Sometimes you might find one that wants to come out and see you.
Yeah, wants to come out and give you a kiss.
Yeah, Larry says no deer, just heartache.
Yeah, there it is.
There's Melissa Morrow. Good evening. Hi, Melissa.
What's going on, Melissa?
Al says I keep telling Larry Hunt that you have to bait your deer traps with corn.
See?
That's what the guys I work with, they do. They have these big feeders and they put corn and I don't know, whatever deer eat.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Melissa says I have the funniest video of you telling Larry that.
Man. Well, did you find your motor plate? You had to put an APB out on your motor plate. You got an engine back and getting it ready and look for your motor plate.
I don't have an engine back, but I figured I better find this motor plate before I get an engine. Yeah. And man, I've got a couple hours invested in looking, and I found it. It was not here. It was not at Keith's.
Right.
Luckily, the painter guy sent me a picture a while back of the side of the car before very much sanding got done, and he was in the right position to see inside the car. Yep. And that darn thing was inside on the floorboard. Luckily, I could see it.
It was in the car the whole time, wasn't it?
It was in the car right where somebody left it. Yep. I don't know if it was me or who, but
Mrs. Harper just sent 100 stars in.
She sent some stars.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's $1. Them stars are a penny a piece, I think. Thank you, Mrs. Harper.
Lock it in.
Larry Hunt says Chat GPT now knows Gary had an old moment. Now AARP ads will run freely. Thanks, Chat GTP. That's right.
We're getting some insurance coming in.
Chat GPT has an amazing paint booth too. If y'all didn't know that.
Oh my goodness! And speaking of, that red on that golf cart looks fantastic.
Whew, it's amazing.
It's amazing. That's a good little sneak peek there, and it's all done, ready to go. And
the American flag, I didn't post on that, but I think did I show that to you?
You showed it to me, yeah.
Oh, I showed it to Keith too, and Keith had a great idea. I'm going to keep under my hat and see if I can do it. And
don't let the cat out of the bag that you didn't paint that golf cart orange and black, because that's Team TNS there.
Well, who says it's not? Right? It might be.
It's out there on Facebook.
Well, you're right. The paint job of the week. There's Troy. Yes, up everybody. Early Merry Christmas to all. Merry Christmas early to you, Troy.
Man, it's already
and there's
here.
Barry. It's coming just a few days. There's Barry Peter. Hi, Barry. You know what else is coming this week? Amazing weather.
Yep, Santa Claus.
Weather.
70 degrees.
Up arrows on the temperature dial.
My goodness.
Man, what's it going to be like 65 to 70 degrees for 3 or 4 days?
73 on Christmas Day. That's enough to get the hot rod out of the garage. Go cruising.
If any of us had a running car, we could go racing somewhere.
I'm telling you.
I don't think anybody I know has a running car.
They were racing down at Tulsa and Thunder Valley, I believe, this weekend. They were racing in Bradenton. You just had to bring your Christmas tree with you.
Get the Christmas tree. McMurtry went down to that deal.
Yeah, made it down to 4 cars.
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yep, that's super cool.
Yeah. Doug Perry's got you figured out.
That's the bait picture, Rodney. Yeah.
That's it.
He does. Yep, he does.
Yep.
Yep, man.
Very cool.
Did you do anything cool today or this weekend? During the week even?
I went out and introduced Gary Putnam to Raising Cane's. So got his
man, that was pretty good.
Cherry broke on that deal.
So a little review on that. The chicken, what do you call them? Chicken tenders, chicken strips, whatever. They were delicious. Mm. They have the good kind of French fries, like a crinkle fry. They are delicious. Yep. Their sweet tea is delicious. Mm-hmm. I only have one complaint.
I know what it is.
They don't have ranch dressing for those delicious chicken strips. Some ranch would have been awesome.
Oh, that's funny.
I like my ranch dressing and chicken strip.
That's it.
But whatever that sauce was, the cane sauce, it was good too. So
yeah, no, it was good.
You had honey mustard, right?
Oh yeah, honey mustard on my stuff. We sneak over
there. I'm not a honey mustarder guy.
Yeah. I put that fuel tank back in. I got my fuel tank back in that you welded up. Got that back in. Got the tranny out. Going to freshen it up during the shutdown.
Cool.
Got my little overall kit for that. Ordered. I think the same day you did. We both ordered our fire systems back to back. Fire systems and seat belts.
Yep. You ordered an addition to your belts, and I ordered full blown set.
That's right.
Yeah.
I ordered the conversion kit that takes it from a 5-point to a 7-point.
Yep. And as we learned from Tommy, 6-point belt was the rule this year. It's changing to 7-point next year. So I went ahead and ordered up the 7-point.
There you go. Yep.
And a 10-pound fire system.
Yeah, that's going to be cool. I'm excited to get that in. So we'll get that kind of messing around during the break.
Barry says he's having a Christmas Day motorcycle ride. That'd be a great day for a bike ride.
Woo! I'm going to get the Mach 1 out.
Barry, where you going, Barry, on your motorcycle ride? Your gas tank, don't lean on it. That tab might break off.
Oh.
Tab I welded.
Oh, man.
Don't lean on it.
Got some pictures? Ready to go?
You got some pictures. Let's we haven't done this for a little bit because I did some rearranging, but let's do this real quick. If you're on the YouTubes, go check out Heads Up Racing Gear and Hot Rod Podcast, our YouTube channel. Give it a like, subscribe, say something good or bad, doesn't matter. It all makes it work. So check it out. And while you're on the YouTubes goofing off, run over to my YouTube channel, Gary Putnam Racing, Welding and Fabrication. I got some stupid stuff, cool stuff, fun stuff, whatever kind of stuff. Just having some fun, having a good time on the YouTube side. YouTube is hard. YouTube is hard to do, man. Across the board, man, it's hard to find cool stuff to do. But as I get further on my car and it gets back here together, I'll have some more stuff happening over there. So, and speaking of the car, guess who I was hanging out with on was that Thursday? That was Friday. Thursday. Barry says, anywhere the wind take me.
Nice. Throw it. Our marketing partners up there.
What? Oh, Mrs. Harper says, I bite your friends to watch and subscribe to grow the channel. There's Mr. Robinson. What's up, Jim?
Is that Topeka right there?
Mr. Jim.
Man.
So, yeah. I went to Salina and I saw Mr. Mark Brown on Thursday, and he was doing some final checking on mock-up on my little engine, and a couple things needed a little adjustment. Some holes needed not reworked, but some holes needed whittled a little bigger on the oil pan with the studs and that kind of stuff to make everything work. And he said, this is why we do multiple mock-ups, to just get everything dialed in. And
there you go.
Yeah, after this was done on that day, the next day was Friday. He was going to have his guy wash everything up, and assembly will be very soon. So
nice.
Yep, everything looked good. He liked what he saw. It was him and his guy was talking back and forth. He was recording info as Mark was telling him stuff, and they was writing stuff down. So
nice.
Yeah,
looking good, Hollywood.
Oh, here we go. Mrs. Harper says, invite your friends to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel to grow the channel. There you go.
There you go.
Do that. Invite your friends, or else. Or else. So yeah, it won't be too long, I think. Get this thing together, get it on the dyno, and bring it home.
Nice.
Man, more comments to catch up on here. Chris Paget says, where can I get a 6-bolt Suburban block? You just got to get a drill and drill that 5th and 6th hole, I guess. just drill it out, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Larry Hunt has a good question. Is there a date set yet for Mel Hamilton open house? Yes.
There is. And tell Larry Hunt to look on his messenger, because I sent it to him last week.
Oh, geez, Larry.
Right? Let's look up here.
Yeah.
I'm looking. Because I talked to February 21st.
Yep.
It's on the message.
MH4. It's on my calendar too, so it's official.
February 21st, Phil Nightingale.
If it hits my calendar, it's locked in.
It's official. It's official like a referee whistle. Man, that intake looks good. And heads, and that's a Innovators timing set there, right?
Yep, Innovators West timing belt setup. It'll have their balancer on it. It's just some Suburban heads and a Suburban block, some Suburban lifters, Suburban crank.
Yeah, good.
Yeah,
that's a good looking intake.
That if anybody has seen Sean's custom alloy stuff, man, he does good work.
Yeah.
And I don't know where he finds his time, but if you ever get on his website and look at all the stuff he makes, I don't know where he found the time to design all that stuff. He makes a ton of intakes for stuff. Golly.
Yeah.
Really talented dude. He makes super nice stuff. And he makes valve covers and oil catch cans and
the breather hold down.
Breather tanks, valley plates.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, he's a super talented dude. We talked to him at PRI. He's a real nice guy too.
Yep. Over there by Melbourne, Australia.
He's Australian, mate.
Down under. Looks good, Gary.
Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, I'm hoping. Well, I took the valley plate home. I had to weld a fitting on it, an ICT billet valley plate. Welded a fitting on it to put a little hose on to read crankcase pressure with the sensor. And I said, "When do you need this back, Mark?" And he said, "Have it back by Christmas." So yeah, I'm hoping I'm getting an idea of when he's gonna, want to put it together.
Right.
He can put it together without that valley plate, but
yeah.
So we'll see. I got some hopes.
Cool.
And the car is moving along. It's about to hit the paint booth. So
yeah, heck yeah.
Yep. The Goose says, how far south of Wichita is Mel Hamilton Ford?
It is smack dab in the middle, buddy. You're in trouble. If you make it there, you're under, the parole officer will be looking for you for real.
Well, Goose could come up here, but he may have to turn off his location deal on his phone. Yeah. Just shut that off. Nobody will know you'll be under the radar, off the grid.
Off the grid. It'll be cool to see Al and Larry too when they come up.
Yeah.
Yep. What do you got there? Titans of 10.5, 2026?
Titans of 10.5. We'll remind this every chance we get. It kicks off in Centerville, April 17th and 18th. We went there for the first time last year, had a great time. Really cool place, neat layout, got a lot of shade. If you want to be in the shade in the staging lanes, that's the place to go. Mid America Dragway, May 1st and 2nd. Flying H Drag Strip, May 29th, 30th. Mocan, August 7th and 8th. Tulsa Raceway Park, September 11th and 12th. Ozark Raceway Park, October 2nd and 3rd.
Nice.
So
Centerville announced their IHRA this week, did they not?
Yep, IHRA.
They might already announced it.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Get your you got time if you have dirty wheels to get them changed to nice, pretty, shiny wheels and make your car look better. Troy. Jim Robinson says that's aircraft industry type money right there. Look good.
Yeah.
That's working every hour of the day that you're not sleeping right there.
Yeah.
Oh, Goose says can't go.
No, it's within 100 miles. I think his tires will blow out on his truck as soon as he crossed over. I think the guy.
Hey, what if we go kidnap Goose and bring him? Does that count?
I don't want to be a part of that.
It'd be against his will. So it's like he didn't want to come, but he got kidnapped. So all of his liens against him would be void, right?
I don't know. That's tough.
Sneak him in, sneak him out.
You need to go over there and get your chair, and then he can sit in it while he's over.
Put it in the back of the truck and put him in the bed chair. Troy says, I need to get that polished ring powder coated black. No, Troy, come on.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Mrs. Harper says Centerville signed IHRA, unsure of the previous sanction. Cool. IHRA is still putting out notifications of tracks signing on.
Their feed just goes every day. They did every day. What do we do? Yeah.
One last little thing here before we get to our super duper awesome guest. But seeing this from Thunder Valley, just down the road at Oklahoma City, they have a little heads up deal. It's their PSRA shootout and index. The first Friday of the month, May through October. July, there's some fireworks. September is a Wally race. The classes, they have outlaw big tire, no dragsters, small tire shootout, weekend warrior, fastest streetcars in Oklahoma, rules pending. They have indexes, 8th mile, 470 to 580, and a 530 small tire. They have some quarter mile classes, 10-0, 11-0, 12-0, chip draw, no charge to enter the points. So plenty of small tire heads up stuff to attend. In our, it's easy drive to Oklahoma. So can't complain that there's nothing to do. This is something that Thunder Valley has done for a few years. I think this PSRA deal. Isn't that what we went to like back in probably 18? Remember a bunch of us from Wichita went in? Or maybe that was something else.
I think it was something else, but it was definitely Thunder Valley. There was about 10 of them, like you said.
Yeah, there's a bunch.
Yeah. But no, it was golly, was that a streetcar takeover? I don't remember. But
I don't think so.
There was a ton of like 10 of us all on the road there on that.
Yeah. There's a bunch.
Yeah.
Kendall and you and the Lovitts was there and Brett Birch and God, there was
Stewie,
a bunch.
Brian.
Yep.
The red convertible. There was a lot of cars.
Check this out. Troy Aves need to get some 26-inch tires sometime and see how easy to stretch on an 11 1/4 rim. It should work, Troy. I think guys are using them on 12-inch or so tires, right? Don't you think?
12-inch rims, yeah.
Yeah. Do it, Troy. Do it. Buy a set and find out. Kyle Swanson says, we are ready. Going to be a fun year. He is the injector guy down here. I sent him injectors too. You sent yours too, didn't you? You sent your stuff to Kyle? No, Rodney locked up. Oh, there you are.
Hello.
Yep. You know Kyle, don't you? I forget his. Yep. Send the injectors down there to him. Super fast turnaround. If you got some injectors to work on, he's the guy to send them to. There's Scott Linker. What's up? Hey, Scott. Troy says it was their small tire deal at the time. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good time. So yeah, just something else to do. There's plenty of things in the area.
Yep.
Doesn't say what the prep is on this deal, but that's always a question everybody asks. What's the prep?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Friday of the month.
So yep. That's before we get to Chris, let's shout out to our partners. TNS Race Cars, Ultra Color Collision Repair, Titans of 10.5, the fastest small tire series in the Midwest, Mobile Recon, Mobile Detailing, Harry Street Carpet, and Sandlin Iron and Metal. And a super big shout out to Mid America Dragway. All these awesome, great partners in 2025 is coming to an end. This is our last show for 2025. And with that, at this comment, with that, we will bring in Mr. Chris Maybrier. Are you ready, Rod?
I'm ready if you're ready.
I'm ready. Let's do that. Let's do this. Let's make room for Chris. Mr. Chris. Hey, Chris.
How's it going?
Good,
man. Woo.
Thanks for coming on, man. This is great. Way to end the year, and the relationship we have with the Maybriers and the Harpers and, Gary Putnam's idea to start this is a little over 2 years ago, Putnam. And
September 23.
Yeah. Just
106 shows ago.
Yeah. Would you have thought, Maybrier, when I came to your office and pitched you this idea to help us out?
The first thought was, I think it's a fantastic idea. I knew you guys would nail it, and you've done a tremendous job with this thing. And I don't think most people have any idea how much work, or I guess you call it a labor of love, this is, and how much time you guys have to invest in this thing. But good grief, look what you've done. You guys are practically YouTube famous. Gary, you say YouTube's hard, but you guys are YouTube famous. You go to PRI, people are like, hey, the show, So the big thing is though too is you've united a lot of people in this area that are racers, and maybe even some that are not, and kind of brought them into the fold. And I think it's fantastic. So I still stand by my original statement. I think it's a fantastic idea, and you guys continue to hit the nail on the head.
Man,
awesome. Thanks,
man. Yeah.
I think like Rod probably feels the same, and he may say so, but it's hard to say how much after 106 shows, how much it's helped, but I really feel like it's helped in some way. It's hard to gauge how much, but really do think it is helped. Like you said, maybe bring some more attention to the track or the sport or the interest in, heads up racing or whatever kind of racing you want to do. And it really feels like it's had to have helped in a small way to a big way. It's had to.
Well, it's brought a lot of people together, and it's created a sense of community within the racing family. I guess that's how I say it. And, everybody would like to belong to something.
Right.
And, look at how you guys have you helped us so much. You partnered alongside with the Titans. Look at the, just the drawing thing. Look how big a deal that's become.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's all fun.
So.
Yeah,
and that just kind of fell together on an accident, just having a good time. The chip draw, dude, with Rodney pulling the chip and the waffles and the bacon.
Yeah. Our whole goal is just to be a platform for the community. And, when it gets a little left or a little right, and, just if you stay to that statement, that mission statement, just try to be a platform for the community to deliver, communicate, and get the message out. And I think we've done that and surpassed it. And like you're saying, the little things like the chip draw, the pancake fist, any kind of things going on. Gary and I talk about this too. How cool is it to go to a race event and then see the results the next night on a show? When in the 2000s, the 90s, the 80s, you weren't doing that. You might have some newspaper that would come out a month or two later, and you might have your name at the bottom of it because you did something. But
like we said last week, you had to wait for National Dragster to come out to read about it. The week later.
And you've given some local guys the exposure that they wouldn't have gotten.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Larry Hunt has a shout out. He says this show is a huge part of Titans and the area tracks. Thank you, Larry.
Yeah.
Thank you. Great
shout out. Well, thanks again, Chris, for coming on. Like you said, I could take it, or Gary and I could take it wherever we want. So I'm gonna start a little bit to the left. I know Gary has some pictures in the cube that you sent over via email, but we want to start with like the chronological order of the track and the time and everything. But I know everybody on the call here knows that we of the sale, and it'll change hands at the end of the year. And I already see new and great things going on the page. It seems like every day there's some sort of question or ticker or how's it going, a little update, which is fantastic. And to get interest and to get things going, and we'll kind of segue onto that. But let's just talk about it. Now, we had you on the show, Gary. I think Gary looked it up. Was he number 52 or something? What number was it?
We made it to number 49, and we're like, number 50 is coming up. We need like somebody really awesome and special to celebrate number 50. And we picked you, Chris, and that was September 8th of 2024, number 50.
Yeah. I recall that now. And the other thing, I played football from second grade until I was a senior. So I played for 10 years, and 50 was my number. So,
there you go.
Pro, because I couldn't throw a football over those mountains over there like Uncle Rico. So,
Oh my goodness. No, good stuff. So what do you think? I mean, here in a few days, you won't have to worry about any kind of mail or email or questions from the track. How are you feeling about that?
It's a bittersweet scenario. it's bitter because and before I start, I want to air out that, I may say you guys have me on here, but we had so much help, but that we appreciated. But the key word there is we.
Yeah.
It was a family affair. My dad, probably the biggest unsung hero of the whole thing. If he didn't have the seed money to start the project, who knows where it would be. And my wife, she jumped in and took over the concessions and the merch, and she's before this, she was a person that wouldn't typically go out and talk to people or put herself out there, and so it drug her out of her comfort zone, and she really enjoyed it. She enjoyed serving people and just meeting people, getting to know people, and so my dad, got to connect with a lot of the old fellas that we raced with for years down there, and same for me. So the people have made this thing just a tremendous thing. But I'm flattered that you guys bring me on here. But I'm merely just a representation of the family. It's not just me. It never was just me. And and my mom, her health's not great. It was unfortunate that was the scenario, because she would have been in there, doing whatever right there with us. So. It's been a family affair from the start, and I just want to make sure of that, because I don't want to hog the attention out of this deal. So
well said. That makes total sense.
I forgot your question, so you're going to have to repeat that. I have no script, so I have nothing to follow.
We don't either.
I got about 4 questions. I mean, we've had 2 meetings, and and talk through this a little bit, and I got a real good question I'm going to save till later. It kind of leads up to it. But let's just start like when you bought the track. Let's just talk about the track for a little bit. What year did you buy the track?
So if you go back to 2017, and this would have been probably sometime in November. And, Dad and I had discussed to try to purchase the property several times, and then it was like, no, it's just too much. Maybe we shouldn't be doing this. And finally, Dad says, well, let's just try to sit down and have lunch with the guy that owns it and just see if it even could be bought. Because at that time, we heard is, oh, he's a terrible guy. He's hard to get along with and all this stuff. And so I said, well, okay, let's do it. So, we reached out. We had lunch with him in Guthrie, and the fact of the matter is, after an hour and a half, we walked out of there with a handshake and we owned it. Dad's windy. I'm getting that way where I can talk a lot. And we got back in the truck in Guthrie, Oklahoma, and it was dead silent until we crossed Kansas.
Oh man.
What did we just do?
What did we do? What'd you do?
It's your fault, my fault, And finally, Dad broke the silence, and he said, I don't know if I should be happy, sad, excited, or scared to death.
All the above.
Right? All the above.
Oh, man.
All of this, And so on the way back, we drove back out there, and at the time you could drive around the gate, and drove in, and we started looking around again, and of course we get there and we're like, oh my gosh, what have we done? It was a mess. Right. It was in such disarray. You get a property like that that's sitting in the middle of at the time it was a soybean field. It's a 600-acre section and had been pretty much uninhabited for 7 years by nothing but rodents and weather.
Yeah.
And, some of the pictures that I sent you probably reflect that. I mean, one of the first comments when I got my Facebook page, people are like, looks like they need to be sponsored by Roundup. And it was overgrown, and it was just as if in 2010, somebody, the people, they left and locked the door and never came back. And in fact, that's what happened.
Yeah.
And so, we look at it, we start assessing things, and we'd been out of it for quite some time. not really realizing how much the sport had changed and how much faster everybody had gotten. We started racing down there when I was 14. Actually, when I was 13, my dad started racing down there. He raced in high school and just got out of it when him and mom got married because he couldn't afford it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's back in the late 60s. And we started going back down there when I was 13 years old. And then I started racing there when I was 14, and then all the way up until it closed. And, I look now, and we ran. I mean, everybody knows I'm more of a bracket racer background, but we ran on some pretty iffy stuff, and we were just tickled. And it was like, man, I ran within 2 numbers that time. That was a pretty good pass. That's the way it was back then.
Right.
And, just like everything, it changes and everything gets tighter, gets better. And so, boy, were we in for the biggest surprise of our life, and we just didn't know it yet.
Sure. So, going in there, did you have a plan as far as like getting things cleaned up and, hey, look ahead, we're going to be open in 6 months for our first race, or what was kind of the plan coming out of the gate?
So we met and made the deal at the end of 2017, and we couldn't close until right after the first of the year. And I remember telling Dad, I said, well, this is great. That gives us a whole year to get this thing ready. And of course, if you know my dad, he never misses an opportunity. He goes, oh no, the last run, the Nostalgia Drags, that's in September. We'll be open for that. I was like, you really have lost your mind at this point. And if you fast forward, that was our opening weekend that year. September 17th, 18-ish, part of that timeline. And again, go from construction 7 days a week and some seriously long hours, and we had a lot of help. We had a ton of help, but we kind of went from first gear to third gear. People were pushing, and there was a lot of enthusiasm and excitement, and we really appreciated it. But it got into a lot bigger thing a lot quicker than we had anticipated. So, it was a tremendous experience, and just the outpouring of the people that were willing to help and the resources that were brought out about just about brings you to tears. Really, the amount of people that were just right there for it.
That time, before you purchased it, and now you got to open in September. Take us through a couple memories there. What was some lessons learned, looking back?
It sat for quite some time, and we knew when we got in there and we scraped literally with the tractor. I mean, we scraped the beads like you see in those pictures. I mean, the pit area looked like a field because there was so much on the concrete. And as we started cleaning everything off, we kind of figured, the first 300 foot of it, the concrete, it's going to have to get redone. So we kind of planned on some of that stuff, but and then you kind of start looking around. It's like if you've ever bought something and you bring it home, and all of a sudden it's like, this thing's not as slick as I thought it was.
Sure.
And we find plumbing that's frozen and that had burst, and you see everything that's skin deep, and then you start to try to work on it, and everything underneath it crumbles, or the timing system thing. Everything was there except for the tree. Somebody got away with the tree, and so we decided, okay, we're going to try to rectify this timing system because we've got it. And if I could go back, I would have not wasted my time and our money. We spent so much money trying to make that first timing system work, and it did okay for the most part. But when you get right down to it, there was a lot of headaches. And because of that, I learned an awful lot about timing systems and how all that stuff works. And I don't know if there was anybody that could read a time slip as good as me for quite a while, because I had a lot brought to me. and one guy has a timing system issue, and sometimes it happens. Sometimes something goofy happens.
Right.
Seems like you have one guy that has it, and then everybody thinks they have one, whether they have one or not. And so It's like, and I've got to show you the math and all that. But then there was some of them that were legitimate, and so then it's like, okay, how do I make this right with everybody? And sometimes it's not possible, and that's not the kind of person I am. It's not the kind of people we are. So that was a challenge. So we got everything cleaned up. The tower, we had to cut the floor out. It was rotten, and those buildings, they weren't that old. Those were put out there, and Jerry Wilson and Brian Wells had the track, and I helped build those buildings, and all the entry doors were rotten, and and the tower in that picture still had, and I think it's still under the tower. Those were sheets of bulletproof plexiglass, and they're like a half-inch thick.
Oh.
But it looked like something took a sandblaster to it.
Oh wow!
And I pulled those out. I put regular gas charged windows, picture windows in them, and all the areas scraping with the bucket of the tractor. I mean, it was phenomenal. We would have just lit some of that stuff on fire if we didn't think it would have got away from us.
Mm-hmm.
So, into the concession stand area. My comment about somebody just closing the door and leaving. Well, they did, and they left the refrigerator and the freezer full of stuff too.
Oh,
dang. This stuff had been in there for 7 years.
Woo!
Oh, you haven't experienced anything like that, and I hope I never do again. And so we gutted the whole concession area out, and brought in new cabinets and everything, and try to make it usable and clean. And my wife, she's very, very clean. You could every night when we get done racing, even if it was a 2-day race, you could eat off of the floor if you wanted. Get a fork and some spaghetti on, which that's how clean she is.
Mm-hmm.
So we knew we had to have something nice in there for her to work with, and we just tried to do the right thing, and eventually we got everything together, and we started running, and just the use of the facility and the vibration. You start finding other things that are falling apart, and the big for us was then the asphalt. So we got through the end of that year. We started in late September, and we got into at the end of the year, first of next year, cutting all the asphalt and putting down an HRA grade high limestone content asphalt. And you just go from one thing to the next, and there's a lot of moving parts out there. It's multifaceted, and you try to keep up with. You take anything that's a safety issue, you do that first, and then you just do what you can to try to make it nice. And
so, did you end up opening for the last run as the first opening, and did that work out? Was that the date?
It was, and we were out there. Typically we would be open Friday, Saturday, Sunday, back in those days. And Friday it rained.
Yeah,
and I've never been so thankful for rain in my life, because we were not. We were out there in the rain, bolting down seats to the VIP bleachers still, and
wow!
And so we started letting people in, to park the rigs and stuff like that. And so we technically opened on that Saturday. And the whole time we were doing this, we were thinking, man, I hope we're making the right decision, and hopefully people will support it. And Saturday came, and that place was packed.
Good. That was my next question. Was it good?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We were feeling pretty run over, because it had been a pretty grueling deal, and I don't think either my dad or myself had really grinned or smiled too much. And I remember I was standing behind the water box area, and it's the bleachers are full, it's standing room only. Dad walks over to me and he puts his hand on my shoulder, and he smiles and just kind of shakes his head, and it's like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
And it was just a tremendous feeling to have accomplished that. But like I said, we had a lot of help, and we're very grateful for that. Everybody got right behind us, and had it not been for that, it wouldn't have been possible.
Right.
Wow.
What a feeling, all that work leading up to it, finally kick the doors open, not even a soft opening. And here we are up and running. Gary put up this picture here. Is this one of your first big updates?
That is the story. So we tied into the Connex container that had been sitting there. It's like, well, we got this wall already. Let's just build on that, because we were like, wherever we can cut, wherever we can make this all work, And so, of course, that's where all the equipment gets stored nowadays. And at the same time we were doing that, we were cutting the water line. There's a water line that goes kind of underneath that building and straight across to the water box, and it was froze, and it was breaking in that concrete. And the concrete's 2 layers thick there, and we have our own concrete saw, we have our own jackhammer, and when you own those things, it's unfortunate for you, you're going to use them.
You're going to work.
Yeah, I don't know how many hammer drills I went through, drilling rebar, and oh my gosh, yeah, I don't think I could physically handle it anymore.
Oh wow.
Right. Yep.
So you got that opening weekend, you did the last run, and so that's September, and that's late in the year. You got through the rest of the year. Did you already have thoughts in your mind, like for the winter coming, you want to do X for the next year? Did you have any of those thoughts?
Honestly, at that point, Gary, the grocery list was still so long that
right.
We just got to keep doing. We got to keep doing, until we'd been in there for another year. It got to a point where it's like, okay, now we need to focus on this, because really, the first few years, a lot of the stuff that we did, we wound up having to replace the scoreboards all at once, and I was like, oh crap,
wow.
Finally, and the timing system was one that it was like, man, and Dad and I had a lot of conversations about that, and because it was expensive, and I said, we have to do this. We have to do this, or we're just going to have to stop, because it's such a pain with all the stuff, and we had, I don't know, might have sent you some pictures. We had the deal where the center of the starting line, the concrete had broken loose from the lanes, and the stage beams we finally figured out that they were moving. And so it was like, oh, they got to cut this out. We got to fix this. So that was one of the winter projects. And then just trying to accumulate more equipment, things that we could get a hold of to make life a little bit easier, and
right.
There was still a long list of things that I was hoping that we could buy, but it takes a lot. It takes a lot to operate on these things, and most people. But I tell you what, when we started, my dad would keep an eye on things during the week, and then I would come out there on the weekends, and I handled the social media part of it and the scheduling, ran the races and did all that stuff. But he and I butted heads on a lot of things, because he said, well, I'm the bean counter on this deal, and I'm trying to keep it under control. Well, I'm trying to run and of course now, the last few years, I transitioned into his role, and now I see it, I get it. But since I've done both sides of it, I was a little bit more like, yeah, but I've been in these shoes, but there's nothing like it. You've got, you're in the entertainment industry,
right?
And you have a restaurant, you have a clothing store. You could list all kinds of stuff out there, and it's all within that one thing.
Right.
Yeah. Larry has a funny comment here. Larry Hunt, he says, I always enjoy riding all the way down to the end of the pits and turning around and looking back toward the staging lanes and imagining huge airplanes landing. Huge airplanes landing. Such a cool place. That's great, Larry.
That's great. Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
Didn't you actually have an airplane land there one year?
Oh, yes.
We did. Can you guys hear me okay? Because you're kind of cutting out on my end.
I hear you.
We can hear you. Yep.
I think I might be you guys. It's real choppy.
I got you loud and clear.
Yeah, I can hear you. Might be your service, maybe.
Maybe. I'm not real sure.
Yeah, Rodney, wasn't that airplane the no prep in the spring? Wasn't it? Because we was watching over there, and that airplane landed, and then like the state trooper come in or the sheriff or somebody, and yeah.
You remember that, Chris, or were you out there? The Harpers might have taken over at that point. It's hard to say.
Wasn't down there, but they had a guy fly in and land and then take back off, and I don't think he really had permission to do so. And Mike, our EMT, he is Mr. Safety, and I was so grateful for him. And he was like, man, he was worked up about that whole deal, because he was like, something could have happened. I'm like, yeah, I get it. And I wasn't even there. I was at work.
Yeah. No, that's great. So, just kind of keeping on with the timeline here. We're in year, the first full year. We're laying some concrete here. What are we thinking at this point? Going into the new season.
Well, again, it was still a-holes and elbows. I guess we were still in the thick of it. We had bleachers to build. We had the aluminum bleachers to reassemble. We had lights to get working. That stuff hadn't run forever. We had to track down a generator that could run all that stuff. Still in the process of putting together the concession stand, fixing stuff in the pit area that was in bad shape, and trying to widen the road coming in. It used to just be a 1-lane road that came in, and Dad and Jim Childs widened that thing out. And at the time, and I guess I should have mentioned this to start, you guys know that we named the concessions building. We named it Jonesy Hall, named it after Dennis Jones. And I can't say enough good about that guy. He was really a neat fella, and he had just retired when we purchased the track.
Okay.
And Dennis was out there. I think he was out there more than we were, and it's like, one time he said, I may have to take part of the day off tomorrow. I said, Dennis, you can take whatever you need off. We appreciate your help, but you take, you don't have to. He's like, oh, I just really want to make sure this place goes. Well, Dennis was going to actually operate the track for us. Dad and I was like, we get this thing going, get all the right people in place, we can come out there and we can do some racing. Real funny, right? And so, unfortunately, though, before we got open, Dennis passed away in his sleep on his birthday.
Wow.
He had he was going to take that day off, not because it was his birthday, but because he had a doctor's appointment.
Oh.
And I'll never forget it. His mom called that morning, just hysterical. It was a really bad day. And he was really just one of those guys that's just irreplaceable. And so, of course, we start thinking, oh my gosh, what do we do now? Where do we go from here? And he was such a big part of getting everything done down there, and was going to be a huge part of it. And so that's what we just decided, we're going to run until we find the right people to do so. And so we just dove in, and that's, but, the projects, they never stop. I mean, we continued to work on it on the weekends, and if we weren't racing and during the week. And, you know, it's just, it takes a lot of maintenance, you know, and if you're caught up on everything, there's always weeds to spray, you know.
Right.
Hey, go back to your dad for a second. You know, you said you would come out on the weekends, and your dad was there during the week. This isn't a Friday and Saturday operation. Go back. For those that don't know, and probably including us also, what kind of stuff did your dad have to do during the week, Monday through Thursday or Friday, that's behind the scenes that we don't know? What's some of the stuff he would have to do during the week that we don't know about?
Wheels turning, essentially. You know, we had a lot of guys, different trades, and we had hourly help out there, and he kept everything organized, you know, kept everything moving. When it came time to get equipment, he did the research, tracked down the equipment, got kind of hooked up with Kurt Johnson with Little Venue Concepts, as you can.
Oh wow, yeah.
Some of our equipment, you know, track down the generator, did the legwork on the lights to see, okay, what do we need here, and then to track down more lights and telephone poles and pipe the fence with and sucker rod. I mean, he was going and going and going and going, and he worked himself into 2 hip replacements and back surgery. And,
man,
so yeah, he put in a lot. That's why I just said he's really unsung hero in this thing, because he was out and then be out there during the weekends too. You know, so he was just a day a week person. So it wouldn't have been possible.
And some of that behind the scenes stuff, we didn't realize, at least I don't know about Rodney, but on my end, when we got our relationship with Harper and leading up to our drag radio races, he was telling us the kind of work he was putting in starting on Monday and Tuesday, leading up to the radio race, all the work he would have to do. You know, it wasn't just show up on, Friday, open the gate and let us race. Yeah. There's a lot involved in front of that. It's amazing.
Something that the work starts. Well, it never starts. But, you know, you might get Monday, Tuesday, and part of Wednesday and not to do anything. But, you know, for a radio race especially, when you're out there washing the track, then you're scraping, and then you start trying to put it all back together so that you have a race on the weekend. You know? So, and when we were doing it, just much time to work. And so we feel like we're, starting on Thursday night after work and start scraping. And, how many times I put
his audio is kind of choppy. Is that you're getting that, Rod?
Yeah, I was sending you a text and I was asking you that question. You kind of choppy there on that last bit there, Chris.
Wonder if you need to be closer to your phone, maybe.
Try to close up. Whoa.
There we go.
Let's see here. Let me see if I can prop this dude up a little bit better. Maybe.
That looks good. Hey, Gary, you want to read Troy's comment there?
Yeah, I was headed there. Troy Aves says, I remember running at Arc City long ago when I first got the car at a Mopar event. The track was bad. It was amazing to watch the changes that took place at MAD after the Maybriers took over. Not only the track and facility, but the great attitude of all that worked there was always great. Made you feel like they genuinely wanted you there and were thankful you came instead of just expecting you to be there since you were local. Good statement, Troy.
Thanks, Troy.
Yeah,
appreciate it. Thank you.
Great picture here, the asphalt stuff. How long was it into before you did the covered bleachers? I remember that was a big improvement as well.
That's Dan's brainchild to have something like that, that was kind of. He said one of these days, he said, if this place kills me, just name those bleachers after me. So, I would call them the Jim Maybrier grandstands. We never got the signage put up, but To begin with, that's that picture that you put up there. That's how they were, and just having the stadium since it's awesome. I mean, you're talking to a guy that's had 3 back surgeries. I hate sitting on bleacher. It is like punishment. And so we started bolting, and that was another idea that he came up with, and he tracked them down. They came up out of Texas, and those are not fun to install.
Golly.
The only other place that I know of, I'm sure there's others, but that has a covered bleachers is Bowling Green. Right. I'm sure there's others, but that's a great feature to have some shade.
That's where he got the idea. He went to an old Good Guys race or something down in that area and visited Von Gartlett's museum and all that stuff on that same trip. And I think that's where he came up with the idea. And I was like,
sure.
Yeah. Especially in the summer there, the sun setting there in the west, and just to have that coverage is very nice.
It's the right lane come around real fast in the afternoon.
That's right. We watched that.
Right. We had a bird's eye view on that.
Dude, keep an eye on that.
Lane, it's going to get a little shade on.
That's right.
Oh yes.
That's a little home secret there. Awesome.
Well, is my audio better now, guys? Did that help what I just did?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
sorry. I'm a real good technology guy. But
that's all right.
Al with Titans at 10.5. Al, he says no one knows what goes into the track every week until they have personally done that job.
Yeah.
Man.
Chris, it really is. And so that was one of my questions that Al just kind of brought up. Everybody says like, no one knows what it takes to run a track, and that sort of thing.
They act like they do.
The things that come with it and everything in the background, and, like Gary mentioned before, just kind of going out there quite a bit, getting the relationship with you guys, getting the relationship with the Harpers. We're getting just probably a pinch of what it takes. But like, the behind the scenes, what are we talking about here? What's going on behind the scenes?
Well, beyond just the track prep, you've got equipment to service. You've got rubber to put on the drag. You've got weeds to spray. You've got concession supplies to run down, or shipments of glue and methanol that we would have it shipped to the store in Wichita because we had an unloading dock, and into the back of my truck it would go, and just all that, and then also too you have to coordinate your workforce. It takes a lot of people to run a race, and so you've got to have the right people, and but you don't need to have them all there at the same time.
Right.
And, I mean, all the way down to when the race is over with, you got to dump the trash. And it's
sure.
And that's a real fun job. So I always told the guys, I'm like, you guys will help me, I'll buy the beer. And so we start in dumping trash. And we had a lot of fun dumping the trash, though. It wasn't all that. So it's.
I thought we could all learn how to run a racetrack by reading Facebook. Is that not true? All the experts.
Sometimes you see people post up there that says, "If I ran a racetrack by everyone on the internet," and I don't.
Yes.
I don't mean to be hateful or anything like that, but
you're good.
There's a tremendous misconception. I think a lot of people think, oh, it's hard work. No, it's capital HARD, and it will consume your time and a good part of your life, and so you better be ready for it, and you better have a passion for it, or you won't do it for very long, and you won't do it very well.
Hey, you mentioned help and workers. How many does it take minimum for a good race day to pull everything off? How many employees does it take?
Just with not counting the concessions area, you've got to have at least one or two at the gate. You've got to have realistically 2 or 3 in the water box. That's a grueling job, So you're up to 5. Somebody at the starting line is 6. Staging director 7, and then we always had somebody at the chute there where the curve is to help shoe cars in. So now you're at 8. You got to have an announcer. You got to have someone to run the planning system. You got to have at least an EMT or two. Gosh, I mean, and it's been a while since I've coordinated all that because the Harpers have been doing it. But
you're about 12 so far.
Got to have someone at the ticket shack.
Yeah, taking money at the front gate. Couple up there signing the sheet, taking the money. 15 to 20, pretty easy, right?
Yeah, for sure. You know, when you get in the concession, you know, that's part of why we put our kids to work. We need people, your people, we need to come to work, you know. And so that's that, and that was great too to have the kids there. And you know, and my daughter Haley, she always sang the anthem, and I know I'm biased, but I don't think there's anybody that ever did as good as she did. And
there you go.
My oldest son Grant, he learned how to run the grill, and still today, I mean, he's cooking all the time. I mean, it made a chef.
Awesome.
Also, I was thinking about like the paperwork side of it with taxes and insurance and running points and you know, like a point system, a championship, a banquet.
It's a whole business. You know? There's not very many businesses that are only open a couple days a week, so it takes 5 days a week. And to your point, you know, when season ends, aside from just the stuff out there at the track that needs to be done, you do have the bookkeeping. You get the bookkeeping every week. You got to pay your people, you know, and you got to pay the racers, and you got to keep on top of that. It's a lot. It's a lot. And now I understand that side of it too, because I've been doing the taxes and all the bookkeeping and all that stuff that Dad used to do so much of. And it's a whole nother business.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm going to catch Barry Peters' comment here real quick. Barry Peters says, I know it's early in the show, but I want to say thanks to Jim, Chris, and everyone that has helped get MAD to the place it is, and hope the new owners are able to carry it forward.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Everybody's always been so great and so supportive.
Here's another one I want to mention. Haley May, always an honor to sing out there at the best track. Love you, Daddy-O.
Daddy-O. There we go.
That's great.
Louisiana visiting Quentin's family for Christmas. So
cool.
Love you too, kiddo.
Nice.
That's awesome.
She's got a whole bunch of photos in her phone. So we had a kind of a tradition. Every time she'd get done singing the anthem, I always had to have my hug before we could start racing. So, and she would always put a picture of it. She's got hundreds of those photos, and they're all just terrific.
Nice.
You say you got a hug, Chris. You say you got a hug from from her.
Time she sang the national anthem before we could start the race, we always had to have a hug before we could get started.
Hey, Rod, do you remember you were strapped in your car and you were maybe 1 or 2 cars behind the water box?
Okay.
It's one of the, Harpers are in charge. So once in a while, Chris could make it out.
Yeah.
So I walk up to the starting line. I walk to the water box, and I think it was a Titans race because Chris was at the water box area talking with Al or Larry. I forget which one. Okay. And I hadn't seen Chris for a while. I kind of butted in, shook his hand, give Chris a hug, and we went on. And afterwards, got back to your pit, and it's like, hey, Chris is here, and I gave him a hug, and you were like, oh man, you got a hug from Chris? And it's like, yeah, I got a hug from Chris, and you didn't. Yeah. Dude, it was great to see you at the track when you would come out.
Well, I appreciate it. To begin with, and I might be jumping ahead a little bit. When we made the decision to bring the Harpers in, I did kind of start trying to distance myself, not because I didn't want to see everybody, but I wanted it to start trying to direct people toward the Harpers. I had a lot of people that were still reaching out to me and asking me lots of questions, and there was a few things that I was a little bit unsure of, and I thought, everybody needs to start talking to them, and so we need to start trying to make this transition. And I didn't want to say the wrong thing because how such and such said this. I didn't want to get in one of those scenarios. So
sure.
And it's funny because you think I'll have all this spare time, and I buried myself back into my real job that was honestly suffering because I couldn't be there with the track, and I got so busy and carried away there that it was like, hell, I don't have any of this spare free time that I was thinking I was going to have, But it was good. It needed to happen that way because our business was suffering because I couldn't be in two places at once.
Right.
And you think your head's in it, but honestly, it divided me so much that I don't feel like I did a great job at either place as if I could just focus on one thing.
Yeah.
Right. Wow.
No, there was a transition there like you're talking about, because to Gary's point, you're that guy that everybody wants to see and like, oh, hey, how's it going? And everybody saw, the Maybriers turn this place around, and you're so, easy to talk to, friendly, want to be around, and everybody of course saw you working your butt off, you know what I mean, during the everything. And so I'm sure once the announcement came, we was able to come to the first meeting there, to introduce the Harpers and everything, and
Yep.
kind of went through that as well. They came on, you kind of transitioned out, and that's been a great transition as well. Has that been 2 or 3 years? Help me out there.
So it was 3 full years. It was 3 full years. So
3, 4, 5.
Life comes at you fast, and things happen. But it's hard to believe that 3 years ago, within the next few weeks, we were having our banquet and turning the Harpers loose, and the most memorable part, my son-in-law proposed to my. So,
Nice.
it's hard to believe, 3 months already, or 3 years.
Yeah.
Already.
3 years.
Right.
Wow.
It goes by like,
It's easy for me to remember how long it's been because my car broke in September of 22, and the Harpers came the following year, and I never got to race on a Harper track. That's a huge regret and a terrible. I make a lot of bad decisions racing, and not having my stuff operational to race with Harper, it really makes me sad.
I get it. The man knows what he's doing when it comes to track preparation. I thought I had an idea of what he was capable of, and then as time went on, I was like, holy cow, this guy is really, really. I mean, I think he's in the top 5 in the nation, if not higher than that.
100%.
I mean, discount anybody else.
Yeah.
You know what Harper has done around here? Harper has made, okay, I can only speak from helping Rodney and seeing other cars. Harper's track prep on your track makes guys tune their car up to run faster, not pull power out because the track isn't any good. He makes you turn your car up to run what it can run, not pull power out. He's got a track there for you. You can use it. And man, he did an amazing job.
Well, and just to add to that, we learned that going to the Titans deal because, we were on Harper's track. Then we ran the series, and we did, first couple hits there, we struggled to Centerville, and Foreman came over and he just whispered in my ear and goes, "Hey, not all the tracks like Harper on this series."
Right.
And walked away. And so he knew.
Yeah.
Well,
and Rod,
I even heard several times racers are like, "Oh my gosh, this track's almost too good for a bracket race." Everybody runs the same number every time they go up there, and it's like, if you're going to have problems, you might as well have high class problems, so.
Right.
Yeah.
And Rodney and I, we have a good relationship, and we follow Devin Vanderhoof, and he races out of South Carolina, and them guys put down tremendous times. And so they're tuning their cars to always run faster and faster, put more power to it because their tracks are capable, where we had kind of been used to pulling power, making it work, where a Harper come along, it's time to put power back in it because it's going to work. The track isn't going to be an issue at all.
And, we made the change from Renegade. We tried Renegade at first, that's what I had used, and we started with that clear back when Clayton and I started, when it was JS. And anyway, we said, this stuff is good, Well, then we got our next shipment, and they changed the formula or something. We started having a little bit of trouble with it, and he was like, he goes, I've been doing this for a long, long time. We just really need to make the change and go to the PJ. And he said, I've used, I don't know, I've seen drums of this stuff. And I said, okay. So we swapped over, and, and that was another key factor to make it work. And, but he's familiar with how to work with it. He just been doing this long enough that he can look at the weather, and he knows, depending on what kind of race, how to cut it, what kind of cars are we going to have? Here's how we need to set this thing up. And it's just, I hate to say it this way, but the truth is it's almost effortless for him. Aside from the physical effort, the deciphering as far as what to do, what kind of combination, it's effortless. It's just programmed into it.
You are an important part of that puzzle too. You provided him the equipment to pull that off also, with his skill and his knowledge, the tractor and the scrapers and all that stuff. You're a very important part of that puzzle too, Chris.
Yeah. Well said.
I did that job. I know how much fun it was. Like I said, scraping until 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, cleaning off the scraper, and it was just, and it's like, man, if we had just a little bit bigger tractor, and if we had a track scrubber, we wouldn't be out here with reducer cleaning this crap up, and then you got to put the track back together, and so again, another scenario where Dad and I had to put our heads together, and at the very beginning we did not agree with each other, and I was like, we really ought to do this, and eventually we came to an agreement, and we bought that other tractor that's it's a little over 100 horsepower, and track scrubber, or we call it happy hour, because every time you have to put it up, it saves at least an hour. But you get with that. Awesome. Aside from the difference in cleaning it up with reducer, you got to put the track back together. You clean it; it's better than it was. You don't have to respray it. You cleaned all the residue off of it, and and end up with that. The ride-on broom was something. Gosh, we needed something like that really bad.
Right.
So, and then we were fortunate enough that, Darcy and Rocky donated us a mower, and then Pitzer built it into a scraper.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, I would have gave my left nut for that thing multiple times.
Yes.
When Kurt Johnson started making those, I showed it to my dad, and he's like, man, that would be nice. He goes, how much does one of them cost? And I told him, he goes, you know how many scraper blades and how much propane you can buy for that kind of money? And I thought,
get to work.
Whack the button heads. Let's catch a couple comments here. Clayton Boyer says lots of long days and nights, but also lots of memories.
Yeah.
Ron Hay says, I will always appreciate Chris. His hospitality and encouragement brought Hunter Hay into the sport. Then the Harpers encouraged him to be better. Thanks again, Chris and Maybrier family.
Nice.
And Mrs. Harper says, if the Maybriers hadn't given the support and the tools to do the job, Harper would have been frustrated with the results every week. You don't want a frustrated Harper for sure.
No, not for long anyway.
No.
They just find a way, and and we've grown to really love them. They're just great people, and we wish them the best. I don't want to see them leave the territory. I don't know what they're doing right now. I don't know for sure. It's still a little up in the air, but
sure, it'll all work out.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, so Clayton opened the door, so I got my list here. So here we go. And this is a put you on the spot moment. So best memory.
Okay. Honestly, and I should have sent you a picture of it.
Oh,
the first pass going down the track, and there's a photo. I'd have to find it. Of he and I standing up there at the starting line, because we've been out there with gold dust and dragging, trying to get a little bit of color on that brand new concrete. And we put a lot of evenings into just trying to get a little bit of sticky out there. And the two of us are standing there facing down track, and one lane is Rick George, and in the other lane Justin Pruitt. And Rick in his dad's old Dodge, and Pruitt's in his Mustang. And so for as far as a memory with the two of us, that has to be it. That was the culmination of everything, or maybe the start of everything, I guess. Depends on how you want to look at that.
Sure. No, great answer.
Absolutely nothing about the track prep business at all. And Clayton taught me a lot. And he's very knowledgeable. He's a hard worker, and he always just wanted to put together a good surface for everybody. And he's one of those guys too. You go out there, you think, oh, I'm just going to lean on a scraper and just take a torch and just scrape. It's not. It takes a little more finesse than that. You can screw it up worse by trying to scrape it. And that guy could be like, I'm going to try to save some of this. And that guy could peel off like a skin thickness of rubber off of it like I had never seen. And the scraper that we had, it wasn't that great, so he did a hell of a job. He did a great job.
Here's a comment from Donnie Bethauser. I learned things from Harper that never knew was a thing, and I started working at that track when Chris was the world's oldest 16-year-old in 1992.
What's going on there?
Right behind that. So, okay, you got to rewind quite a ways. 14 years. And I told you I started racing when I was 14. So I guess I'm the statute of limitations. I let the cat out of the bag finally. And my mom and dad got me started when I was 14, and I think they were trying to keep me out of trouble, and it worked. And so built this foot brake Camaro. It ran, mid to high 12s, depending on the air. And Dad brings me out there, and Richard Dowler had the track at the time. And Richard's like, you can't do that. He's too young. And Dad goes, oh, why don't you start a high school class? Okay. So Richard starts a high school class, and week after week, it's me and this other fella in his dad's Corvette. Mm-hmm. And I've got a car with slicks on it, and sorry, whoever you were, man, I'm sorry, but man, I beat him every weekend like a scalded dog. And you know what happened? You just quit showing up. That's no fun,
Right.
Would show up, and so Dad's like, well, there's nobody for him to race. Why don't you let him run in bracket 2? Back then we had bracket 1 and bracket 2. And so he let me start running there. But the whole deal was I was too young to start with. So he said, just fill it out that he's 16 years old. So I was 16, and the next year I was 16. And then finally I really was 16. So thank you. I was, and then when I finally did turn 16 years old, it might have even been before that. Richard Dowler had a guy announcing Gary James. I don't know if you guys were around at that timeline, but Gary James was a little short guy, hilarious, and so I was up there to the water box. And it was, it's Chris Maybrier at Oxford, the oldest 16-year-old, and you can hear it in the background. So yeah, that's that whole story. That's where this addiction started.
That is so funny.
Hey, Clayton Boyer has another comment. Rodney, Chris, you probably remember this too. I think this was the LSX versus World Race. Clayton says, but there was that one time, and I think this is the Gold Dust. This refers to Gold Dust, I think. So
that was the Halloween race.
Was it the Halloween race? Okay. Yeah. That's the way it goes. You learn and you move on. And,
it's really hard to fault somebody for going out there and trying to do something to make something better.
He tried to make it better. Right.
surface was going away and you just didn't do anything. And we had a good surface and it was working. And he was like, man, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to really turn this surface up. And I'm like, right on, let's do it. Let's get, and it totally backfired. And it's like, oh, this is another one of those, what do we do moments? And so we called a meeting in the back of the staging lanes and it's like, hey guys, we miscalculated, we messed up, and so we came up with the second chance race. And I think that's when the idea down there for us started for the second chance race deal.
Right.
So bad. We came up with a new concept. It was a shitty deal to get there, but we came up with a new concept and we used it, so.
Around.
Yeah. Mid America Dragway makes a comment and says the Maybrier family built a legacy, breathing life back into the track with phenomenal transformation throughout the years, with a great crew and community of racers, fans, and sponsors.
There you go. Well said. Well said.
Yes. Clayton says he still gets reminded of that. I've got a really awesome picture I should have inserted in here. It's hilarious. Clayton, you know what picture I'm talking about. I've got it. But yeah. You learn and you move on,
Yeah. No, it's good stuff.
Cool place to live, but a terrible place to live. So learn your lesson and move on.
Yep.
That's how I operate. I got to do a lot of wrong things before I do right things. So that's the way it goes.
Chris, let's pivot towards the flag. The flag was a new thing out front there. And I know there's a good story behind that. How the donation came on that. Talk about that for a minute.
So Larry Barnes has been a big booster for us for years, and just a sweetheart of a guy. He's got all kinds of little cool toys, and him and my dad got acquainted first off, and then I got to know him pretty well. And we have our flag that we would put up, right there in the starting line in the water box. But he came to my dad and he said, hey, I would like to donate something to you. And he said, I've done this before for other places, but he said, it starts explaining this great big flagpole and this huge flag. And so Larry set that whole thing up, ordered it for us, and brought it out. And him and Dad, and I'm pretty sure Justin Spielman, and geez, forgive me if I'm missing somebody that helped. I hate to say that, but if I did, I'm sorry. And those guys set that tremendously huge flagpole for that great big flag. And man, I tell you what, when you're going down the highway and that thing's sailing out there, there's not a prettier sight.
Yeah, agree. Yeah, I just appreciate that. All the patriotism out there. That's how you felt, with the national anthem, the prayer, the, let's race. It was a nice touch. I saw that, it was done. I want to touch on that as well.
We're West, and that's how we roll, and it's just the right way. We did the national anthem. We employed a lot of veterans and have a tremendous respect for what veterans in the military does, and son-in-laws in the Air Force. And at one point, and back when Kenny was working there, I said, Kenny, we really ought to be saying some kind of a prayer. What we do out here is dangerous for the people that are racing and the people that are working here. And so we'd ask the Lord's guidance that give us a little bit more of a shield. And so we started that, and it was very well received, thankfully. And even if it wasn't, we would have kept doing it anyway.
Right.
But I was glad that everybody there's a lot of people that were really, really happy to see us do that. So
yeah, no, well done. No, just talking through this too. I know Gary's got a couple more pictures he gets back from going. But let's pivot to another spot here. We've talked a couple times at lunch, and then even how I remember the conversation, you were talking about the community, and I was getting the vibe that you were just going through this big sale and this whole it's bittersweet, and I talked to you too about going, if you're going to head over to the practice tree race. Remember that? You going to the practice tree race because that's coming up, in January, and you just, you kind of, I don't know, we'll see. I just don't, don't know if I have time or that sort of thing. But I just wanted you to know that, you know, even though, you know, you're transitioning over, the community just appreciates everything you've done. They, you know, it's been a great, I think 9 years, if you will. And we look forward to Goose coming in and doing great things as well. But, you know, just my moment to say, you know, thank you. Hats off to you. Got a lot of great memories out there of racing and having a great time making memories, and lucky enough to find the winner's circle a couple times. And, you know, it's just well run organization. And, you know, when Gary and I travel out, we brag about MAD, and it's because we can. Like we don't have to brag about it. You know what I mean? We brag about it to get people to come to MAD, because we know that, you know, we can put our, you know, put up or shut up, if you will. It's going to be a great event. They come to MAD. So we're not over here like, oh, where do you guys race out of? You know, we say, oh man, we proudly say we race at MAD. You ought to come down, come to this race, come to this race. Even when I'm at work, you know, people know that I race, and same with Troy, and like, well, when's your big event? You know, and we're always promoting that. And so it's just your hard work has able us to do that, where we can brag on that to bring people to MAD. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
I really appreciate that, you know, and like I said, we tried to look at it like, you know, we were racers too. So, you know, if we were rolling through the gate, or if we were here, what would we expect? What would we anticipate? What would we like? You know, and so that's the angle that we looked at. And, you know, all the way up through, you know, we hired Harpers to take over, and I feel like they've done the same, and they've done a very, very good job, very professional, and very organized and meticulous on how they do things. There's so many things like, well, why have you ever tried this? And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, why didn't I think of that? You know, and, you know, it's like you get a tunnel vision, and they had some great ideas that helped us expand, you know. And we got more people on the property, and so my hat's also off to them. You know, they worked really hard and did a tremendous job. And you know, if we hadn't got this sale thing going, I wouldn't want anybody else running it for me, because, you know, it got to where, you know, Harper or Gary might call and say, hey, I want to bounce something off of you, you know, and it got to where we were thinking alike, you know. It's like, you know, I thought about that the other day too, and I think that's a great idea. Or, hey, did you think about doing? Yeah, I was actually just thinking about that. It's like, oh gosh, this is getting scary, you know.
Right. You start finishing each other's sentences, were you?
Yeah. So, you know, and now we're going to transition into a different scenario, and I'm going to, myself and my family, we're going to transition out of our roles. And still, you know, I know I've been talking about it. I still have all my racing stuff, but guys, I just haven't had the time to do it. And so, you know, there'd be a scenario that we may be able to get a chance to get back on the track too, and come out and play with you guys. We just out there and blend in with everybody else and just enjoy it. Want to have fun.
That was a question I was going to have for you, is if we would get to see you out just relaxed, having a good time, getting to do some racing, whatever style of racing you like to do, and just hanging with your buddies, having a good time. That's what me and Rod do. We have fun before anything. And you deserve that too, Chris, to have a good time, and your passion of racing, and hope we get to see you race.
Well, I appreciate it. And, you know, and even my dad dug his fire suit out the other day to see if he could still.
Oh, really?
I thought, well, that's, you know, because that's what we used to do. If the track was open, we were there.
Right.
And, you know, and that's part of why, you know, my wife never argued about us going to the track, because she knew that was part of life, and she loves it there too. We love the place. Met a lot of people and spent a lot of time down there, but we would like to get back to, you know, going out and playing and enjoying it. And I mean, you guys, you catch me after second round, I'm sure I'll be out drinking a Miller Lite, because that's no better than, you know. So
I got a suggestion for you.
Okay.
There's this really cool series called the Titans of 10-5. You should look into that and follow that series.
Oh,
It starts in April in Centerville, Arkansas.
yeah.
And that brings up a whole nother thing too. All the guys from Titans. All the people that I've met, that not just racers, but other guys from other facilities. And and Al and Larry. Wow, what a great couple of guys.
Yes,
right.
And so even if I transition out of my role, I'm still going to communicate with those guys. It's not like, okay, that's over with, close the book, and I'm off.
Yep.
Let's catch a couple comments here. Larry Hunt says, "Thank you, Chris, for being a great friend. You make all of us better men."
Man, that's well said right there.
That's a good statement right there.
Good one.
Jasmine Maybrier says, "We appreciate you promoting MAD."
Thank you.
And she also says, "We love the Harpers. They are our very best friends."
Yes.
Mrs. Harper says, "Boss, you were always open to new ideas and tweaking some of what you had started. We appreciate your friendship and the opportunity to have been part of the history of MAD." That's great.
Nice.
What more could I ask for?
Right. Gary, I want you to do the same thing, but we were talking about memories here, so I'm going to go next. I was just thinking, I have a note here for myself too. I was going to ask you best turnout. And so I think that's got to depend, on kind of, from 17 to 26, that there's a little gap there. So we have different turnouts, but you see crowds like this and it's just incredible with them lining up. Gary mentioned the other earlier in the show about center field. Oh, you got all the shades and stuff. You can see that, and that's cool. But one thing I like about Ark City is when you're coming back, you're on the return road and you see everybody hanging out, waving. You can go up there and
tailgating on the side of the fence.
Almost fives on the way back.
Yeah, you can. Or if you want to stick something in your car and give it to a little kid or something, it's just right there. And I have a toss up with my best turnout moment is I would have to say it's the Danny Davis race where Carpenter and Devin were in the final, or the last one of the last nostalgia races where you put on a small tire shootout, and I believe it might have been like the Harper's first year or something like that. Might have been their second year, but I go back and forth for turnouts because I know on my feed I see me doing a burnout on the right lane and it's just freaking packed. So, yeah. What's your thought, Gary?
Yeah, the nostalgia, the Friday night or Saturday night. One of them might be the same that you're talking about, Rod. And when we're pitted right there at the curve of the staging lanes leading into the water box, you can see a lot of stuff there. And man, because from there at the back of the trailer, you can see the line that comes in the gate. You can see down the staging lanes, the line of the cars and staging lanes. You can see the crowd on both sides. And like Rod said, when you come up the return road, the tailgaters along there, like that whole package just has an enormous, tremendous vibe. And that's an amazing feeling and experience to see all that. I wish every race was like that. It's so cool.
Yeah.
Everybody to run in front of a crowd and, you hear them hollering, and it's definitely adds to the whole spark.
Yeah. And Rod already just said it. The tailgaters along that fence is one of the coolest things because they're really close to the fence. There's a ton of people. There's little kids. There's adults. There's tents. There's barbecues. There's people hanging out and they're cheering. They're pointing. They're high. They'd high five you if you could. That fence is the coolest. It's an awesome experience. It's so cool.
It is. And because I do my little turnaround and kind of cruising on back, and I stop about right there, and get the parachute or wait on Tanner or Gary or whatever, and they just start chucking it up. Hey, has that got an LS in it? You know, I mean, just having a good time, you know. And,
sure.
It's just it is. I look forward to that. I really do. I mean, it's just having a good time, and especially when you're going some rounds and you start to get known or whatever there, and it's just the same people are coming back and they're kind of in the same spot, you know, and they got a couple tasty beverages, so everybody's having a good time, and so, but yeah, that's just one of my favorite moments as well.
Well, I can, to add to that, I've had people come up to me and they just tell me, or they ask me this question, they're like, how do you guys create that vibe that you guys have there? Everybody's just so chill. Even the people that are rotating, the racers, everybody, what are you doing for that? And I said, it's not us. It's been that way since I was a kid.
I got an answer. Rod, what's my saying? What is it?
If you're not having fun, you're racing with the wrong people.
Exactly. There you go. That's just an enormous key right there. You need to find different people to race with if you're not having fun.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Brian Wise says, man, tons of great times and memories at Mad. Chris, your dedication to the sport will be missed.
Thanks, Brian.
Yeah. Well said. Well said. Great shout out.
G Harper 5276. That's got to be one of the G Harpers. The Garfield Heads Up series made a big splash.
It really did.
Thank you to the Garfield people for stepping up and helping that out.
Yeah.
Josh Frazee, that was a big deal. He was a big booster for that.
Awesome.
Very cool. I think Goose give me a hard time about the corn binder. That's
Goose. Corn binder motor.
It's got a Ford in it.
I got a Ford in it.
Yes, sir.
Here's some really cool aerial shots that you sent. How much of that land was, however you want to say it, is the racetrack's property?
All the concrete and all the grass that looks like it's mowed, and then if you look on the right side, you get down to about where the quarter mile stops, and then it comes back in within about 50 feet of the concrete all the way around.
Okay.
And then out in the front, when you're along the highway, there's I think there's 600 foot of frontage, or no, I'm wrong, 750 feet of frontage. So the fence out front where we have the sponsor signs run along the highway, full width, so you can kind of see on where the road coming in from the highway to the east there where the mowed grass is, but there's actually some of that field to the west that we just left as farm ground is also part of it.
Okay. Huh. Very cool. Very cool.
Tried to buy a whole section, all 600 plus acres of it, and the farmer wouldn't sell it. And I know that Goose and Lizzie are trying to purchase more land, and may have already. They've been in talks. He's got, obviously, you've seen there's a lot of big plans for a lot of different things. So
they have a dirt track in the works starting in January sometime.
Yeah, my understanding is it's going to be out in that area that's the grass. There's enough
in the triangle area.
No, towards between the pit area and the road on the east side.
Oh, really?
Oh, okay. I see it.
There's
the brown area there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes, sir. The thing is and I can shift over, we're going to transition. I want to give those guys some due diligence too, because they're excited. They're really excited. They've looked at what we've done. They want to continue in their words, they want to continue our culture. Be it heads up sticky track, be it bracket racing, be it no prep, be it whatever it might be. So there's a lot of rumors out there that I feel like probably need to be dispelled. And I'm not gonna steal their thunder, but I think everybody just give them a chance to get their feet on the ground and get this thing to going. there's going to be a little bit of something for everybody. But something that I learned a long time ago, collecting information from guys like Richard Dowler, Dave Dawkins, Jerry Wilson, Bill and David Woods, all the people that had the track lease before we bought the property and operated it. They're like, you can't race every weekend like you used to be able to, because you will run people out of money. The flip side of that is, if the track is not open, you cannot generate any revenue. And so there's going to be some other types of racing and other types of motorsports that are going to happen on the property. And it's going to create an ability to be there more often and be open more often. And, basically, guys, people have to understand that's what it boils down to, is revenue. You got to have revenue to make these things work. And it's real expensive to swing the gate open. I mean, at one time, depending on what kind of race we were having, I knew what it cost me to swing that gate open the morning before we opened. It's tremendous. And just like everything, it's going up. And you guys got a ton of money in your race cars and tow rigs and the fuel to get there. And I get it. And, the drag strip is no different, but I think, to be fair, it's multiplied. And so he's trying to diversify himself and try to find other ways to generate income in order to make this thing live and keep it alive.
Yeah. No, we see that. And we actually saw Thunder Valley kind of looking at those options too, just using the property for other things. So
all the way down to shooting clay pigeons, just to have something going on.
Yep. No, that's good stuff. I see. I'm going to pull this in. I think Gary's doing something. So got the Maybrier or Al on here. High hopes.
Al, go ahead, Rod.
Go ahead. You're all right.
Oh, Clayton sent me a couple of pictures, and we'll pull them up here in a second. It's really cool. Al says, high hopes for the new regime, but it will be different without the Maybriers and the Harpers. We'll miss seeing you guys when Titans come to town, unless Chris comes to race, right?
You'll have a little harder time than that just to get rid of me.
Good.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's
Clayton says, I sent you a couple pictures, Gary, and that's what I was doing. If it looked like I was stroking out over here, I was grabbing these. And I think you mentioned Pruitt and somebody for the first pass. So Clayton sent this September 28th, 2018. Isn't that the Pruitt car in the left lane, the green Mustang?
Went down that track. That is it right there.
So cool.
awesome.
I love that picture.
Man, 7 years ago, 2018. That's so awesome. Thanks, Clayton.
Nostalgia weekend. There it is.
September 28th. I said 18th. I was off a little bit, but yeah, that's it.
Man, you were close. Clayton also sent this. I think this wasn't this the Carpenter?
Yep. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Carpenter in the left lane, Devin in the right lane. Yeah. That's just crazy.
So what year was that? Like 19 or 20? 19?
I think it was 20 or 21, actually.
Clayton might remember. 432 and 449. That was from Outlaw Cars.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Look what Harper has done. Look how Harper ruined that.
But yeah, it just shows you how much the heads up world has stepped up. But yeah, this is a great picture here. That was a great night. Holy cow!
Oh man,
yeah,
dude. And that there were some hitters in town at that race. Derek Kelly and God, there was some big hitters come to this for that $10,000 payout.
Carper came all the way from Minnesota. Then the year before, you had Morris Wendell come down. I mean,
yeah,
10,000 to win. They wasn't playing around.
Man,
Devin in the Silver Bullet.
Good time.
Yeah,
good times.
Cool. How would you go ahead, Gary? You got any other photos?
Yeah, man, this was quite a deal. Do you remember I don't remember what year it was, 2 years ago, maybe the Heat did a major buckling job on the track. Tell us how bad this was.
Well, The damage was almost as bad as the heart attack that it caused me when I saw it. Father's Day weekend, don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it. I'm down to 27%. My wife was trying to hook me up here.
Sure.
I had just gotten to where I could start doing some stuff after I had my spinal fusion surgery.
Right.
And it was Father's Day weekend, and we had been down there getting the track ready, getting everything ready to rock and roll. And we'd been there for 2 or 3 hours. I think we had to cut up some slicks for the drag, and, finally Tim goes, you know what? Don't worry about it. I'm going to run down and start plugging in the timing system, make sure we don't have anything to worry about there. Okay. And if you know Tim, the staging director, he's always got some kind of joke that he's pulling, right? And so he calls me and he goes, we got a problem down here. And I said, Tim, I'm just really very funny, but I'm really just not in the mood for it today. And he goes, no, I'm serious. He goes, the track's peaked up about a foot in the air. I'm like,
oh, jeez.
No way. He goes, yeah. Would you come down here? Yes. So I go down. Yes, at least that much. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I about fall out of my shoes. There's already some guys are already rolling through the gate. And I'm like, oh no. These guys are traveling. It's hot. It's Father's Day weekend. And so I panic, jump on Facebook Live, and I'm like showing a picture of it. And I'm like, if you're on your way, stop driving. I don't know what to do right now. I'm in a panic mode. And I got to tell you guys, the first 2 people that reached out to me after I did that Facebook Live, in this order, was Goose and Nick Roberts.
Wow. Right.
Is there anything that we can do to help you?
So Goose from Leasing Kid, right? Because we got 2 Gooses we're talking about. So Goose was Leasing Kid at the time, right?
Right. Because they had the race at Wichita that day.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh my, and I'm thinking, oh man, I don't know what to do. And then I look up towards the entry and there's more trailers coming in. I'm like, dang it, these guys, it's Father's Day weekend. These guys have traveled. They want to race.
Right.
We moved the race up there to their facility, started a little bit later. We still had a good turnout. I think we put on a good race. And I'm forever thankful for that. They did not have to do that. And, like I say, I was just getting back in the swing of things. That just released me to start doing a little bit of stuff after having 6 screws, 2 titanium spacers, and 2 rods installed in my lower spine. Yeah, that was a crazy day. And what we didn't realize, we had done a bunch of dirt work to divert the water away from the track when we built it. Well, before we got a bunch of grass growing, or evidently at some point it washed back in and it was running the moisture back under the track, unbeknownst to us.
Sure.
And it was good and hot and humid that day, and kaboom, that thing just blew. Roy Brower showed up down there with his F-350 dually with his enclosed trailer on it and drove up on it with the back tires of his truck, and it did not budge.
I remember that picture.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
It was a nightmare. Holy crap.
How long did it take to fix this?
Brian Wells came out at Arc City. That was, one of the previous guys that leased the track when Jerry Wilson ran it, and cut it out, dug it out, poured it back over the course of about a week. But he told Dad when he was down there, he said, I have never tried to cut and jackhammer such hard concrete out. He goes, man, and we made it bigger, and then of course redid the dirt work before they left. It's like, Brian, you got dirt work stuff. You go ahead and fix all that and divert that water away so we don't have this again. But yeah, that was an unexpected moment that we weren't planning on.
Wow. I remember
it just
that.
shows you're there with your team, and problem comes up, look out here, who can help us? I mean, because this wasn't part of the AOP for the year, you know what I mean? And And it's like, here we go.
Wasn't on the schedule for race day either.
You know, and here comes the community again, right? You know, and so here we go. This is a great story.
It wasn't at the time.
It has a great ending though, man.
Yeah.
Clean shorts after I saw that.
Clayton Boyer, he's talking about LSX versus the world. He says, preparing for the LSX versus the world, Chris kept calling me and checking in all day. I had to finally tell him to relax. I had it handled. His response was, and I'll never forget it to this day, I just feel like you're out to dinner with my wife and I'm stuck at the office working. Woo, man.
Oh, that's so funny. Take care of my baby.
Oh, man. That's great, Clayton. Goose Lizzie, the new owner of MAD, says, Nick and I have a great deal of respect for you and Chris, and we were so blessed to be able to help you.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a great story.
I will never forget it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We got a few more pictures. Here's you and your wife, right?
Yes, sir. My better half. She's, I
Man.
don't know how I ever landed her, but I've held on with both hands ever since.
There you go.
Good job.
Great picture.
That was a golf cart race, and if you zoom in, I've never had such a serious look on my face. Man, I was concentrating like no other. And that we
to flick the button or what? The tree?
I was watching like a hawk, and we had it was a big bracket race weekend, but we had a golf cart race, and man, I'm telling you, we had like 45 or 50 entries.
Whoa! Oh wow!
Yeah, it was tremendous, and it was a good time. And part of it is you had to have a frosty beverage in your hand too. So I was like kind of nervous.
Oh man! Did you have to have? Was it a golf cart bracket race or was it a fast golf cart? Because my golf cart is really slow, so I wouldn't do well in a fast cart race.
Oh, it's the first time we ever did anything like that.
Yeah.
Oh man. This is an awesome picture. Tell us what you think about this picture.
Yeah. So honestly, the first time I saw that picture, the first comment that it ever got, somebody posted, "Talk about a couple of badasses."
That's right.
What I really wanted to say was, we really are both really nice guys. We just don't look like it.
Yeah.
People are like, what are you guys pissed off about?
I don't remember what it was we were talking about, but I'm sure that we were not that mad.
Right.
Right.
Of
Chris,
course, I just come from work, so maybe I was pissed off a little bit.
Right.
I don't know.
Still got your Harry shirt on. What's your phone percentage look like, bud?
I'm at 22%, so I'm hanging in there.
Okay.
You're good.
Good. If I drop out here in about, I just dropped to 21. I'm good. I'll flag you down when I get down around 10.
Sounds good.
You're good. You're good. This is a great picture right here. WDRA. This is Johnny O'Neill and you guys. Was this the big announcement for WDRA?
It was. This was at our banquet. I forget at the end of which season, and when we made the announcement that we made the switch to WDRA, and Johnny was gracious enough to make time out of his schedule and travel and come and answer questions. And man, if you haven't met the guy, and he's back with IHRA now, and if you haven't had an opportunity to meet with him or talk to him, he's a tremendous individual. He's just a great guy. He's any team would be very benefited to have him along for the ride.
You bet.
Yep. We had him on the show. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and search that out. It's a great show. Johnny was awesome. Great dude. Tremendous. Yes. Here's you and Dancing Dave.
Okay. There is a story behind that picture too.
Okay.
So there's this trophy, and it's the Mad versus Kid trophy. And anyway, at the end of the day, we won, and I had to take it from him.
Nice.
Still on display. Actually, no, that's not that picture. My eyes checked, guys. That's when he won his first Wally.
Some of these?
That's Wally. Damn it!
That's
there you go. Scary.
That's a Wally on the roof.
Yeah.
Honestly, too, guys, to back up, Dave, I love that guy. Just love him to death. He has never done anything but try to help me. And, growing up when I was racing down there, he was always good to me. And when I started in on this venture of trying to do the operations, some of the stuff, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And he had a lot of suggestions. He had some suggestions that were questionable, if you can imagine that, too. Anything to try to help me. Dave, I love you to death, buddy, and I hope your hip is healing up and you get back out there and win some more races.
There you go.
Oh, Dave's great.
Yeah. Good picture there.
Oh, yeah. Mrs. Harper talking about Johnny O'Neill and the WDRA. That was at the end of 2023.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's kind of it for the pictures, but I want to go back to this. So you was with us, show number 50, September 8th, 2024, was a whole show with you and your background. We kind of re-highlighted, relived some of this tonight. So that whole show, you can go back to number 50 and catch that. I just wanted to put that up to, there's probably some more stuff there. There's some great information and some great stories you had there. I just kind of wanted to highlight that.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. So, Chris, like we always do, my last little thing, we're going to hand it back over to you. And so it's time for you to kind of give your last shout outs and, your last opportunity, talk about everybody that got you here, your loved ones, sponsors, everybody. And I hate to put you on the spot like that because that's another 2 hours right there. That's another 2 hours right there. And but we talked about it before.
First, if I may, I just want to make a comment about the direction of the track. And I just, guys, if just try to get behind the new owners like you did for us. Everybody was so gracious, so helpful. It takes so much to run one of those deals. And these people are enthusiastic and they do want to make this thing work for everybody. So, and they're all about excitement. And so they're going to try to build excitement and get people on the property. So please do so. But no, to get back to what you were talking about there. I mean, I was never as successful at this as you guys were, so I don't have any sponsors. We had a lot of people sponsor the track, and all of you, we so much appreciate it. You continue to just literally just floor us every year. There was a lot of gracious people out there that were willing to support the idea of first off bringing it back and then to keep it in operation. And it's been a tremendous deal. Somebody asked me one time, what's the biggest thing, the biggest impact or the biggest thing that you've noticed about, bringing the track back and all that. The biggest thing, it's easy. It's the people. The people are fantastic. There's always that 1% that are difficult, but I still love them to death. They
right.
Still shoot us. We still learn from them. We still provided them somewhere to come, and they still came. And so the impact that the people made is tremendous, and the friendships that we've built are just phenomenal. I didn't know you guys hardly at all, if at all.
Right.
I'm just happy to know you. I think you're great people, and I'm flattered that you would have me back onto your show again. So thank you for that. And gosh, I don't know. I mean, I hate to call people out just by name because I know I'm going to miss. There's so many.
Yeah.
And everything came along and grew so fast. I hope that I never missed an opportunity to thank somebody when I should have. And if I have, I apologize, but here I am telling you, thank you. There's not a lot of that anymore. There's not a lot of people that express their gratitude. And I think that's important. And there's a lot of people that deserve a lot of gratitude. And so I'm very thankful that we were able to do this project. And I'm thankful that we survived it. It was quite grueling, and it was tough. There was some tough moments, but it's been terrific. If I had the opportunity to do it again, I still would. But the only reason I would is because of the people, and the people are what make things great. And I'm transitioning out of this role. If this isn't goodbye, I don't think you've heard the last of me or seen the last of me. So give me a little bit of time to figure some things out, and I'm thinking you're probably going to see me out there trying to burn some rubber with you guys.
All right.
Good. Yes. Well, and like this says that you're looking at, thank you, Maybrier family. Man, Chris, thank you for your dedication, the time, the sweat, the sleepless nights, the checks you wrote, all the goods, all the bads. Man, thank you so much. The entire community thanks you and your family and your entire team, the teams of people you put together year in, year out. Man, thank you so much for everything you did to make Mid America Dragway the great place that it was. And we're looking forward to see what rolls out with the new owners and how they're going to expand. And it'll be exciting if a shovel or a caterpillar or something hits the ground, like they say in January, with a circle track and whatever's going to go on, dude, that's going to be exciting stuff. So you started that. You began. Man, just thanks so much for your dedication.
It's been an honor to be able to even do what we did, in a time where we didn't really think that we were going to be able to have an opportunity to bring it back. And thank God that we were able to get together and get the property purchased and get the thing back rolling again. And because of that, we just wanted to give everybody a great place to go and have fun that was safe and exciting. And so I think we accomplished that, and just appreciate everybody that stuck with us through the bumpy times, and especially the people that supported us, whether it be a sponsor or a spectator that came out on the weekends and bought a cheeseburger, but especially also the racers. So it takes everybody, and we were fortunate enough to have that.
Yeah.
Agree.
Goose Lizzie says, Chris, Lizzie, and I and our team, our new team, thank you.
Wishing you the best in the future going forward. Like I say, I'm not going to disappear, so I'll still be around.
Maybe you need a heads up car. You need a heads up radio car to go race with us.
I have actually thought about it, and I got to tell you one more funny thing, and then I'll leave you guys to it. But years ago, when we were racing a bunch, my dad used to run Pro Mod, and when he was doing that, I had a blast with that, and we were out at Wichita, and there was a guy that had a '69 Camaro Pro Mod car, blown car. Dad always ran blown alcohol injected small block stuff. And this car had a big block and a blower. I'm looking at it, and it's for sale. I'm like, man, that would be cool. Spare motor with it, and so Dad, by that time, he had put just a naturally aspirated small block and was bracket racing. And I showed him a picture of this car, and I said, man, look at this Pro Mod deal and how much it was, and the spare motor and all that stuff. And he looked at me and he goes, son, I think I'm getting too old to drive something like that. And I said, well, I wasn't asking you to drive it. I just need a co-owner.
He just put the money.
That's it.
That's great.
That project never happened either, but you know, you got to try. So
Right.
Just buy a racetrack instead.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, all joking aside, it's been a hell of a ride. It's been a hell of a ride.
Yeah.
Nick Roberts says you need to go no prep racing.
I've thought about it, you know, maybe get some kind of a heads up car that I could do both with. I don't know, guys. The future, who knows what that'll hold, you know. And my dad told me the other day, he said, you know, it's okay to change your mind every once in a while. So
sure.
Yeah.
Goose Lizzie says, Lizzie and I also want to thank the Harpers for being so gracious during this transition and helping so much. And Mid America Dragway, whoever's posting this, they say it would be great to see Chris and Haley race.
Oh, little side.
There you go.
Side. Yeah.
We sold the dragster when she told me, she said, Dad, I'm a mom now and I'm not going to have time for that for a while, but I still have a couple of door cars that she could slide into.
Sure. Yeah. Load up and we will see you in Centerville for Titans at 5. Wouldn't that be awesome?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Hey, Chris, before you go, I just want to see if you can see this, but this is my proudest trophy.
Oh, man, look at that.
Belt.
Just because it's got you right there, Mid America, buddy.
That is so cool.
I love it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Nice piece, Rod.
Yeah.
If people look at you strange when you're wearing that out in public?
I don't go out in public.
You should wear that into work.
Yeah. I do my Ric Flair. Woo!
Woo!
But no, it's been like you said, we'll continue, you know, on, and we'll continue to support the next family that comes in. And but it's been a hell of a run, and you know, we're still going to have our lunch meetings and hang out, and you know, just all the above. But just appreciate everything that you and your family has done, and since 2017, and it's just, you know, you just like Larry said, though, just being your friend, you make us all better, buddy.
Yeah.
But it takes all of us, and there's just a great bunch of people, and you guys especially.
And on your racetrack side and Harry Street Carpet, we really appreciate your partnership with us in the past couple of years, and your continued partnership with us with Harry Street Carpet into 2026. And we're going to get our board redone. We got a couple new partners coming in to add to it. And man, Chris, we super appreciate you hanging on board and continuing to support us in the next year to come. So, man, dude, we love you so much. Thank you so much.
Yep.
You guys you're doing a tremendous job.
Thank you,
Chris.
All right. Well, Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas,
Chris.
Here and be safe, and anything I wouldn't do twice.
Okay. Man, we will see you at the racetrack, hopefully, Chris. Man, have a great Christmas. You and your family, the best.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks for coming on. Great show, buddy.
See you, Chris. Great. Super show. Tremendous. Good night, Chris. Man, was that off the hook or what?
Awesome or what, man? Great.
We could have him on every week.
Right. Man, that was awesome. A lot of good comments, a lot of good pictures.
Oh, man.
Yeah, good moments. And
Nick Roberts says, no prep cars are the Swiss Army knife of cars. They can do it all. Good. That's an interesting point. Mrs. Harper says, nice show, boys. Merry Christmas to everyone. Merry Christmas to you, Mr. and Mrs. Harper. Doug Perry, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's. Have a safe and happy holidays, everyone. Thanks, Doug. Same to you. The Goose House. Merry Christmas to you all. Thanks,
Merry Christmas,
Goose and Donna. Merry Christmas to you guys. Man, what a great show. Wow, Chris is so awesome, dude. Man. So this is our last show of 2025.
Yes.
We're going to be off until September. September. Where did I get September at? That's the month I saw there. January 4th, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So, okay.
11th.
11th? What are we doing on the 4th? Oh, well, figure it out. Did we mess that date up? Jim Lauer, Merry Christmas, guys. Merry Christmas, Jim. Doug, great show, guys. Thank you, Doug. Let's give one more shout out to our 2025 partners for one last time in 2025 TNS race cars, Ultra Color Collision Repair, Titans of 10.5, the fastest small tire series in the Midwest, Mobile Recon Mobile Detailing, Harry Street Carpet. Let me get rid of that. Bam, bam. And Sandlin Iron and Metal Auto Salvage and Mid America Dragway. Thanks, man. All you awesome partners in 2025. Thanks for supporting us, man. Rod, 2025 was great, dude.
It was great, man. It went by fast, did it not, Gary?
It did. You had an amazing year. I still remember Centerville like it was just, a few weeks ago, and that kind of kicked off the year, didn't it?
Yep.
And man, here we are. You won a championship in the Titan series.
Yep.
Made some good gains with the car and the new engine, and here we are heading to the winter.
Yep.
And gonna start all over next year. Man.
Woo! Man.
It goes so fast.
It really does.
Crazy.
Great.
Man. Yeah. Man, Chris was awesome. Just what a great guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Just going back memory lane there too, seeing that I first took that over with all the, the tall grass and how long that, just
just so much work, man.
Yeah. Just improved.
Jeez.
Yeah, I've been excited for the future too of that place, and we'll see how it continues to grow and go from there. See when the schedule comes out, because I'm putting my schedule together right now. You've seen I do it every year, post it out there, so we'll see what they have to offer and support them as we can.
Sure. Yep. And I can't do nothing until I get a car and an engine, but it's coming. So I'm pretty sure it's coming, sooner or later.
Yeah.
The Goose Newberry House says, I'll forget what you look like if you won't be on until January 11th. Oh, Goose. Man, it's funny.
Love that dude.
I guess we need to send him a picture, right?
Yeah. Oh, he's got pictures.
Oh, Goose. Yeah. We'll forget what he looks like too, right?
Yeah, picture from the banquet.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yep. Cool, man. Great show.
Man.
Went like I thought it'd go,
Oh, yeah. And, Chris was amazing.
Yeah. I know some people are still watching this, but Chris, just talk offline here a second. He just didn't want to let the community down. He felt like it's going to be, he's moving on. It's going to be in great hands, the transition and what they built up, the next team will take it on and keep it going. And he had a great 9-year run and so it's just looking for good stuff coming this way. So, yeah.
Yep. And it's going to come fast too. So buckle up and keep your eye out for what everybody has to offer and get in where your car fits in and support what you can. And let's keep racing alive and great and keep these tracks doing great and have fun. Don't forget to have fun. Shoot.
Yep. Absolutely. That's your motto, man. If you ain't having fun,
it is, man. You are racing with the wrong people. Find different people to race with if you're not having fun, dude. Exactly. Man. Yep. I guess I just have a great group of friends that's easy to have fun with. So
that's it.
That's part of it. It's a lot of it, really.
Yeah.
Or pick different friends. If you're not having fun, find some different friends. Yep.
Cool.
Well, man, that's it. We are wrapped up.
Merry Christmas, everybody, right? Happy holidays. Happy New Year.
Yeah. That's just a few days away. Yep. Today is Sunday. If you're an unfortunate soul that has to go back to work tomorrow and Tuesday and Wednesday. I do not. So I get to goof off for 2 weeks and do whatever I want.
Thanks everyone for coming on and supporting us 2025.
Yes. Thank you so much to them partners again also. And if you want to hook up with us in 2026, reach out and we'll get you a little box like these other awesome partners. All right, Rod, you ready to call it?
I am.
Okay, let's fire up the old high five machine. Ready?
Yep.
Ready? Go, pow. All right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for hanging in and having an awesome 2025 with us. Come back for 2026. It's going to be some cool stuff. Rodney's car is going to be super duper lightning fast. Going to win lots of races and more championships. And well, you know, you got to have goals, right?
There you go.
Yes. So, and I'll have a car sitting back here sooner or later.
There you go.
Sooner than later, quoted from my painter guy. So there you go.
Right.
Yes. Okay, everybody, this is it. Oh, there's Eric Knott. Hey, Eric. Merry Christmas, he says. Merry Christmas to you, Eric. We saw Eric at PRI. Troy says he can't win next year's. I'm thinking he's talking about the championship. Maybe Troy's going to try to get. Maybe Troy's going to try to get in the way on the 26s.
He can try.
He's going to have to work it out with Mr. Schote.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right.
Schote, freaking Spaniak, Frost.
Schote's
I mean, get
oh
line.
yeah. Woo!
Parsons.
Man, Dowell. Nope, no, don't put Putnam in there. Putnam to be testing next year.
Yeah.
So I got a big mountain to climb.
Yeah.
Okay, we're out. Good night. See you next year. Rodney, thanks. Thanks for a fun. Thanks for letting me hang out and be your pit helper in 2025. I learned a lot. It was a great time. We had fun. We met some cool people. Man, it's just great. It was fun. So thanks for letting me help out.
Oh, yeah. Always, man.
Yes, sir. All right. Good night, everybody. Good night, Rod. We'll see you later. See you next year.